This one teenager just out in the middle of nowhere, like how the Hi, hello, how are you? My name is Sarah from Sarah's Reading Nook, and I'm happy that you're here today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you like what you see here for more content. So today I'm going to be doing a library book haul. I've mentioned this before, I really like to go to my local library and support it. So generally, my process is I go to my local library's website, here's Olivia, and I will search for all the books that I want to read. Sometimes I have to put a hold on them, but generally speaking, I will be able to get whatever book I want to get just as long as I'm patient enough. So what are the books that I got for the month of March? For those of you who know, I'm going to be participating in middle grade March, so I'm going to be reading as many of my childhood favorites as I possibly can this month. Okay, Olivia's doing some biscuits. Oh, she's just plotted down. So the biggest reason why I like to read books from my childhood is that when life is stressful or I have too many things that I need to get done in the day, I like to return to just a more simple plot. I find that my childhood favorites sort of calm me down a little bit. I know what's going to happen. I know the story, generally speaking, and it's just comforting to go back and to see like favorite characters and see how those characters progress along with the story. So here I have 4 books, and the first 2 are books that I've read before and I have loved, and the other 2 are books that I hopefully will love. And we're going to start with the first one, which is The Secret Garden. And I really think that this is a pretty beautiful edition. I do like the work on it, the gold, and it's shiny and it's just beautiful. And flipping this around, on the back it says, "Where you tend a rose, a thistle cannot grow." I find that that would require a lot of tending to. So The Secret Garden is a very beautiful plot. It talks about 2 main characters and how they form a bond and relationship, and also it involves a secret garden. The main character at first, she's sort of portrayed as an unlikable sort of character, but of course, as with many of these type of books, the more that you see of her, the more that you tend to like her and get to know her, because she doesn't want to be that way. She befriends a boy who initially you think is quite sick, but that sort of layers as you go on throughout the book. I really love this book and I am so excited to read it again. I have read this, I have no idea how many times, and I'm just so looking forward to sitting down and reading this again. And this next book is another childhood favorite. It is, well, it's very shiny. Hopefully you can see it well now. It is Charlotte's Web by E.B. White, and I love how it's described at the back of the book. The main focus is a little girl named Fern who loved a little pig named Wilbur, and of Wilbur's dear friend, Charlotte a Cavatica, a beautiful large gray spider who lived with Wilbur in the barn. I think that this book really is the reason why I'm not scared of spiders at all, and also why I love animals so much. It's so wild to like look at old books and to see how it sort of shaped you into the person that you've become today. And I do like reflecting back to see like, what was this book about in the first place? Like, why has it shaped me? What do I think of it now? Sometimes when I like look back at older books, I'll look back at the characters and I'll think to myself, ooh, now I relate a lot more to like the mother character than I do to the child. It's so wild. And looking back at this too, I mean, I haven't read like a physical middle grade book in a long time, and like the text is so big, and I really miss the fact that my books are not illustrated and I have to illustrate everything in my mind all the time. Look at how beautiful that is. I think that's one of the reasons I like graphic novels so much, is because they still have illustration and you can follow that along. Am I the only one that likes illustrations in books? Please comment down below if you're totally fine without them. I just think that they add quite a bit to the story, and yeah, I'm so excited to read this one. Now the next book is Nevermore, and this is by Jessica Townsend. I don't know much or anything really about this one. I've heard comparisons to Harry Potter. How are you doing? How's it going? Like, just a random aside, I know that there are like a lot of people out there that have cats, and some of them have fluffy cats. like I do, like Olivia, and I just don't understand how people can manage the cat hair. It is a regular occurrence. Like, I will have to get out my broom and whatever the word is, sweep, and I use like a nice roller and I roll and I take the cat hair out of things, but it always just finds its way in everything. Anyhow, back to the book. So I will read you the synopsis. Morgan Crow is cursed. Born in Eventide, the unluckiest day for any child to be born, Morgan is blamed for all local misfortunes, and worst of all, the curse dooms her to die at midnight on her 11th birthday. 11th birthday is kind of giving me some Harry Potter vibes, but anyway. But as Morgan awaits her fate, a remarkable man named Jupiter North appears, whisking her away into the safety of a secret magical city called Nevermore. It's in Nevermore that Morgan discovers she must contend for a place in the city's most prestigious organization, the Wondrous Society. Time magazine, poignant, a Harry Potter-esque adventure. So I don't know. We'll see how I enjoy this. I know a lot of people have enjoyed it. Hoping that it doesn't have too much Harry Potter vibes, but I'm looking forward to it. It is roughly 450, 500 pages, something like that. We'll see how it goes. It looks like it will be a quick read. Now the next book I have is the Starlight Claim, and this is a Canadian book. It's by Tim Wine Jones, winner of the Governor General's Award. I had previously gotten a hold and was reading this on my iPhone, and now I'm going to go and read and see how I enjoyed this book. So this book is a book about a main character. His name is Nate, and he's recently lost his friend. There was an accident, and Nate's friend just disappeared during it. So he goes out into the woods, into the cabin where his friend disappeared, but he doesn't tell anyone that he's just going by himself, like not even his parents. And you see how he does out on his own in the woods without really being able to contact anyone at all. I feel that if I were to have read this as a younger reader, say in elementary school or really early in high school, I would sort of identify a little bit more with the main character and how absolutely reckless kids and teenagers can be, because like it's not until the age of 25 when your brain fully develops anyway. So there's a lot more risk taking, the invincibility, like complex, because let's face it, I live in Canada and I know what the woods are like, and I would never in a million years in winter go out on my own, especially where there is wildlife and bears, and like Canada is a very wonderful place, but I actually know people who have been attacked by wild animals. This one teenager just out in the middle of nowhere, like how the... Anyway, it's getting interesting, and I'm super excited to see, you know, how it's going to go. Of course, this is a book, and I expect the main character to survive by the end of it, because that's just how these teen books are. And I guess we'll see how it goes. Other books that I want to read, if I can read my Harry Potter books again, oh, that would be so awesome and amazing. If I can get through my Harry Potter Illustrated edition of The Prisoner of Azkaban, that would be awesome. It's in Portuguese, would love that. And I'm making my way also through the Chronicles of Narnia series. I'm doing a buddy read right now, and am reading The Girl Who Drank the Moon. And I'm doing that buddy read with punk rock girl PA. Her name is Izzy. I've mentioned her channel here before. And today I plan on finishing that book, so then we can talk about it tomorrow. She's going to be doing a live stream, which I'm very excited about. And I have a lot of opinions and thoughts on The Girl Who Drank the Moon, so I'm really excited to see what Izzy says. And for those of you who have seen my previous videos, I still haven't really made a dent in the Starless Sea. I keep falling asleep, and I'm not really sure how to get through it. I think that's still a problem, and we'll see if I can finish it maybe by the end of this year, but maybe this is going to be like a recurring theme that every time I do an update or I check in, I won't be any further in the Starless Sea. Anyhow, that is my video for today. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I will see you in the next video, which will be next Sunday, and I'm hoping to do quite a bit of research into it. I want to talk about my favorite Bookstagram accounts, and I'm going to be going over at least my top 5. These will all be bigger Bookstagram accounts. Very excited to film that video. Yes, I don't know what's going on with my hands, but yes. Anyhow, thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe. I don't know what the young kids are saying these days. Smash the like button. I don't know. Anyhow, Bye! Thanks for watching!